All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. Your boy here, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and subscribe. So we decided we're going to give you an early day crack due to the fact that we had some additional things coming up maybe throughout the day. So if any other information comes out, we might have to check it out on the back end. So hope you do understand. So that's why we go this time. And once I'm here, man's busy out here trying to get some things done. All right. So, anyways, we did talk about a few things. So we want to make sure we can put it at the front of this front of this video so people can catch it, because I know a lot of you guys don't reach to the 2 hour mark and stuff. Yesterday we had covered a few things. People gave me information and wanted to get the additional information back. So let me start with the players them that are included, that are questionable. All right. The first one that is excluded, I think, is Andre Blake. Persons came into the chat and said that Andre Blake will be okay because they said he could return the 25th. Well, the window will be picked from the 20th. The 20th, the window will start. So obviously, people would have to be busy training and stuff. So you would have to take Andre Blake in the 25th. To participate. It just don't make any sense to participate on the 26th. You get me? So he's not ready. So we can't force Andre Blake to be ready. He's going to be out and not be available. All right? Yes. So that's scratched off. In the keeper department, you have Omari Bell. No, Amal Knight, he's available. You had Kemar Faster and you have Wait. And then you have Cory Burke, Dylan Barnes, and also Clark. So those are the individual that you're going to have available. All of them are available for selection. So I don't think it's so much of a pressure. We saw our brothers in the chat, Sean Bees, Sheridan, and also Chris Smith. Massive respect and thanks to all of you guys that came in. So anyways, now, so that's done and dusted. Andre Blake is out of this one. He's not going to be available for selection. And I don't think we should necessarily force them to come into these conversations due to the fact that they are getting older. They are getting older and it's tough to be picking them, and then when they get injured it's going to be longer. So him is not available. Mikel Antonio was not picked for the conference league, so definitely it's showing that he's worse off than than what they first perceived it to be. They dropped it down the last time for hour-to-hour basis. So clearly he's carrying an injury and they're older, so it takes a little while. So Mikel Antonio is officially out. Remember, we were tracking that story for a while now, so he's officially out. All right, so that's two spacing cleared up. All right, on the next side now, Omari Bell. Every nothing coming out on Omari Bell being injured. It's literally saying that he's okay. He had a shock knock. And if you know about football, it could look bad when he's coming off. All right, off the field, it could look bad, but that's not the end all be all of the story, because what we're getting, he is still up and running and no problem. Everything we checked, they're saying he's okay. So Omari Bell, according to the sources coming from the clubs, he is okay. All right. Yes, he is okay. Greg Leigh is more than okay. We brought out information yesterday, and they are literally saying they're expecting Jamaica to call them up. So and those are the two individuals people ask me about. They are okay, guys. They are okay for selection. All right, they are okay for selection. So if they have not been selected, it's not based on them not being okay. I posted up. Go and look at the video yesterday. Clearly tells you in the statement that the club is expecting Jamaica to call him up, and that was 1 hour before I've actually released my video. So clearly that's from yesterday. The latest update, they're saying he's expected to be there. So no problem with Leigh and Bell. It's not based off selection, based off injury why they won't be selected, unless people don't select them because their clubs and themselves expected them to be selected. All right, both of them. All right, yes. So that is done with Leigh and Bell. Um, the other the Ethan Pinnock perfectly fine. Ethan Pinnock perfect. Nitro, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. I don't know about the press conference, and I will not be about round because this is going to be a maximum 45 to 1 hour long video because you already saw that I'm on the road. So I'm just giving you the update in a shorter package. Yes. So Mikel Antonio out for real. Blake out for real. Yes. So those are the spots that will actually open back, which we already predicted that from early on. So it's not something that we never knew. Claudia Fletcher, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. All right then. So and the next inclusion that we had on the list would be Cory Burke. We got that right in the middle of the conversation. Cory Burke was selected. Are you guys okay with Cory Burke being in the selection? Let me know in the comment section. Are you guys okay with Cory Burke being in the selection? Let me know in the comment section. For me, as I said, Mikel Antonio, what we need to know where the functions are for the players, what they do play. Jamaican, Jason Guna, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Triple E, thanks for being here. All right, massive respect. All right, Triple E, thanks for being here. And Jason Guna, big up on yourself. And as they come in, guys, please do smash the like button. It definitely helps with the visibility, and definitely we are doing the work that deserves the credit because we go around and literally work, do the work and come here. We don't proclaim that we have inside knowledge at no time. We have never shared that on this channel. We always work off what the internet gives us and what we can check to with people, and we always give you the people them to go to check it. So we are not manufacturing anything for any beneficial gain. We have never attempted that route ever. All right. So at least we can always give you up to date because we're not saying that we know it. We are just giving you what you guys sent us for. All right, and it's coming from the people from the other end, not necessarily inside Jamaica. So it's tough for them to put out the false information. You get me? And so that's just from my side. I'm just trying to show you. So I'm not pretending like I have no inside knowledge of Jamaica. But all I can say, if the club said that the players are ready, and you don't select them, it's not based off the injury because Wrigley was not injured 10 days ago. He was solid. All right. Omari Bell was the same. All right. So none of those guys should be coming out and any artifacts of saying that they're injured. None at all. All right. Turkman, big up yourself, big up JD, the content cracker, please like it up. Yeah man. Yeah man. But true, I'm shortening these content cracks. People literally trying to not like it as much, you know? Yeah man. Let me still do the 200 likes for the content crack, even for 45 minutes. So just do that for us. Big up yourself, DNA football, massive respect. So anyways, let we continue with this conversation. So Cory Burke added to the squad. The reason why Cory Burke added to the squad, and I'm okay with it, guys, we have to understand rules. We looked at the team because sometimes we are arguing and we missed some of the key points. The coach started with 4-4-2, realized that maybe he does not have the necessary personnel to do certain things, and he got a better feel out of the team when he switched from 4-4-2 to 4-2-3-1. So what that entails now, before you could have used two wing forward to mimic a striker role, not a lone striker. So two of them can peel off and be energetic and stuff. But when you leave it to one personnel to be a lone forward, it's completely different. The quality is the requirements is different. All right. So really and truly, we have Jamal Lowe that can play as a striker, a lone striker as well. Yes, he can. All right. Don't let anybody tell you any foolishness. He can. Yes. But aside from Jamal Lowe, you only have Andre Gray that can play as a lone striker. Shaman Nichols can play, but I don't think it is his strength, even though he's big and strong. And very big. He just never really learned that in his career. I saw him play there over and over, and every time he played there, kind of struggle. All right, but if he has to do it, I think he can still pull it off. To be honest. All right, yes. So that is from the side of Shamar Nicholson. So all right, so drop Shamar Nicholson a tear down. Jamal Lowe a tear down. So the only striker you would have, the only flat out striker you have is Andre Gray. The only one. The only flat out striker you have is Andre Gray. The only flat out striker. So you see where it comes down. You have to put in um you have to put in Cory Burke that can play as a lone striker as well, and he can play as a wing forward as well. All right. So you see why you could have to draw in a Cory Burke, and I have no problem for Cory Burke to be in the team because it helps with the roles that we don't have. Sheldon Brooks, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Shady Nation said, y'all need to be honest. Some of the players is not it. To rug and uncultured 17-year-old whisper can tell he's been coached properly. I Shady Nation, yeah, right name give yourself in a Shady Nation because we had said nothing like that. And we are having a good conversation overall on the Jamaica national team, trying to go through everything to make sure people get the information what they need. All right. So I don't know where Shady Nation got up off the bed, but it's definitely not the right side. All right. Chris Smith said, documentary, the Bell thing shocked me. I wonder if they just don't want to call him. All right, that's why we just put it out. So at least if the coach misled down the line to think that he's injured, at least we are putting out something to say that go back and check with the clubs directly to see that he might not be injured and you can select him because we want Jamaica to win at the end of the day. All right, Dr. Gigi said, they really call back Clumsy Burke. Hallgrimsson, what you doing? But I've just explained to you why they would have called back Burke, and I don't think it's a problem. All right, if we don't have the players to do the job. Shady Nation, you need first thing you need to do, Shady Nation, know where the players then play. All right, and the discussion that we're having, because I think that's the miscommunication going on. Most of us don't know where the players then play, and then we just want to force 16 of the same players in the team, and you only can make maybe two substitution out of each position because you're not going to substitute the substitute. If you know about football, that breeds for embarrassment, and it rarely happens in football. So how are you going to pick 16 of the same players? Where are you going to use them? You understand me? So we have to be careful how we assess football. 80 Vision, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Wow. That's new from JD. Let's go 80. Massive respect. Warren Webster, big up yourself, man. Thanks for being here. All right. JD, do we ever include an injured player like Blake in a camp for experience? No, but we don't need Amal Knight played in big matches just like Blake, just the same. So why we need to put Blake in the team injured? No, man. Blake can stay. We have enough experienced personnel in the team, so Blake can stay. You know, Amal Knight is there. Burke, them have experience. Dravel Morrison, them have experience. Damien Lowe have experience. You understand me? And if you have a speedy them get in, they would come in experience. Taxi them, I don't see the need for taxi them. Still, but if they perceived it as the guys them are injured and they brought in taxi, that would have been more experience just the same. So to be honest, I don't think we need anybody for experience. I had one. Big up yourself, Jason Ferran. Massive respect. Thanks for being here, big boss. All right. They really called back the traitor Shamar, but we don't have much options. Shamar can do jobs that no others can do. And we don't have Mikel Antonio, we don't have Roof. So that changes a lot of things. You understand me? It's like we just want to bad up the people for badding up sake. All right. Do we have a goalkeeping coach? Yes, we do have one. I had one. Then we have Michael Thomas. Massive respect. Thanks very much for being here. All right. JD Andre Gray scored the most goals in his career out of all our strikers. Yes. All right. No, the full squad is not out. It's just drip feeding from different clubs, and we're just adding it and making sense of the selections them. All right, so that's what we are doing, Mikhail. So we have to just give you as it comes. All right, because once the club releases a statement that the players are going to be leaving, they can't be leaving to Jamaica to hold corner. They have to be coming to the national team. So they can't be off the list. They have to be on the list. So I think it makes sense to tell the people what we get. All right. So we're just going through it and stuff. So I think it makes perfect sense what we are doing, to be honest. And sometimes it could even help the coach because, as what we said, maybe he thinks other players are injured, and it's good when we are keeping them up to date with other stories that they are not injured. You know? Yes, Burke better than Whisper at this point. I would agree as well, and definitely he would offer more to the team because of his variety. Whisper is a upcoming player that will learn along the way. So we cannot be forcing him to feel him as well. Because if we don't properly nurture the players and make the player learn, we are going to fail the player like how we fail several players from Jamaica. And that's what we have to always factor in. JD, I'm questioning right back is Javin Brown. Yeah, but you have Lembisika as well, and Lembisika is already here. So I think is there a squad release? No, Sheridan, this is just our information that we keep on getting from the clubs. We don't necessarily need a squad release, to be honest. If we already have certain release from the clubs. So we can talk about the injuries and also the inclusion so far. You know, we cannot release the entire squad because we don't have it. All right, yes, but we can tell you who will not make it because of injury, who can make it because their clubs are making them available, and who already made it because it was already known on the website of the clubs. Burke cannot create his own opportunities in the game where we are gonna have less possession of the ball. We need strikers that can. So who are the strikers that can create their own opportunity? Let me know. All right, because you were complaining the other day that Whisper weren't getting the ball. He could have dropped deeper for the ball if you claim that he can create his own opportunity. So he needed to drop. By your statement there, he should have dropped deeper and then create his own opportunity. You see, that's why we cannot just make up a story, a straw man argument to continue a story. JD, nothing is never straightforward with the selection process of the JFF. USA and Mexico and Canada selected their squad without issues, and they have their best players. Yes, yes, definitely some strong one MLS player. You said in the USA team that show you that they stuck by their word. They said they want to up the ante because of what they did in the World Cup, and they think they can do better. We talked about that months ago, and the fact that they are going out there doing that is impressive. All right, big up yourself, Jay. Anyway, the massive respect. Wayne Swire, big up, big up. Thanks for being here. All right, yes. Why man's saying Shamar is a traitor? Drew video, you have to go back to history when Shamar signed for Spartak Moscow. We had 3 more games, and we had 3 more games plus actual running of games coming instant. So I think it might be just 4. I think it was 3 more games, the last 3 more games. If we had won all the games, we would have had a mathematical chance to qualify if other results went our way. And he chose not to come at the time and said he has to try and work on things, which some people were okay with it. And some people were pretty much over the top and saying that they don't want him to play back for the national team, because if it was a English guy did that, people would never forgive him. But I totally look at it, and because we want the best footballers them here, and we had Mikel Antonio, Roof, and those guys at the time. So I looked at it as Shamar might not even start at the time. So him being left was not a big deal, you know. Yeah. But some people still can't forgive him as well, Drew video, for that, you know, which I totally understand. Because when a overseas player did it, they chastised them to the biggest level. So maybe that's the context that they're putting it on. But I am totally okay with that. Rebel Art GFX says we should carry 2 central forward, 4 wingers, 3 keeper, and 8 defenders, 2 of which should be exceptional passers, headers of the ball, and 7 midfielders with 3 CDMs. Why, I don't know where you're gonna find the 3 CDMs, you know. All right, because we barely can find one. All right, over here, the badness always there, no matter the time of day. All right, you're just trying to brand our channel, J in the weather, because I think we are way more intelligent than what you give me credit for. All right, Richard at this point of his development is. Development. He is. If you don't have anybody you can bring him, I would not have any problem to bring him. You understand me? But if you're gonna talk about people that has the experience, did the job on the biggest level, I'm not gonna put him over Cory Burke. You get me? I'm not gonna put him over Cory Burke. All right. Yes, I'm not going to put him over that, over Cory Burke, to be honest. And we have to be honest to ourselves when we look at the football. We can't do that. If you put Cory Burke in the Manning Cup, he scores 17,585 million goals. All right now, if you do that. So let we stop disrespect the big players them and give them respect, and let we just make our team grow. Because what we do when we do those things, we put the pressure upon the coach unnecessarily. All right. Yes. Let we stop that, man. There are players out there. If JFF wanted to go get other players, okay. But Shamar is one of Jamaica's best ever developed player. So we have to understand, if we are going to talk about Bailey, Shamar is just up there as Bailey as well, and he did it the harder way than Bailey, to be honest. So we have to give him credit. While we haven't spoken about Zian Scarlett as a safe option, is he injured? No, he's not injured. But Jamaican people still, they are not going to look at that. They're going to say, oh, he just signed an MLS contract and he went back to the academy. Whatever the situation is, they're not going to look at what the guy doing. You get me? I saw him the other day doing his thing. So we have a lot of options. Fana Minot and others. So that is true. Big up yourself, Fana. Yeah, man. Simple shady nation. You have to change the name to nation. I'm simply saying we need to start picking players for the style of football we want to see Jamaica play. All right, then no problem. Shady nation. Look at what I'm saying now. Whisper is a joke. No, Burke better than Whisper is a joke. All right, Whisper has class. I'm telling you, Whisper ain't better than Burke right now. He ain't better than Burke right now, and I think you're disrespecting football. And let we put it in context, Shady Nation, because you always have these comments that come to change the overall feel of the stream. All right, so let me deal with it intelligently. All right, so Shady Nation, one person can play striker. In the region, proven striker in the region, proven wing forward in the region, and playing at a higher level than Whisper, and produced at a higher level than Whisper, more consistent than Whisper in the national team and outside the national team. So what metric you have gotten in football history to say that Whisper can do better than Cory Burke? Because you haven't seen it. It never exists. It not exists none at all. So what metric are you going to go at now? And remember, this is a one-off game that we need to win, and then we are going to have a next friendly after that. More likely for Guatemala. And then we are going to be, we are going to have, if we win it, we are going to have a few more games that Whisper could get a chance to go to Chelsea, which I don't think he's going to go to Chelsea in that time, because it's months away. So you're not putting any factual statement in it. You're only putting in all emotional statements in it. All right. Every factual statement telling you that Cory Burke is still better than Whisper today. Every factual metric. Because everything what you're gonna use is literal Manning Cup, or what a man tell you. We are looking at what a man do on the field, and Whisper is not better than Cory Burke today. It's not true. You're lying. All right. Yes, and that is not an emotional statement. To even have Whisper in a conversation with Cory Burke and he's 17 is actually a good thing for the kid. Showcase that he has quality, as what you said. But I'm telling you, you guys are setting up this little kid to fail. All right, because the mental side of football is very much important, which he does not have the mental side of football, because that comes with experience. And you are trying to cheat football by using propaganda, which is the recipe for failure. It is the recipe for failure. So let we just work football the right way and deal with it intelligently. All right. See why Jamaica can't go forward. Man, them still a call like Burke. Such a stupid country. Aaron Campbell, wow, saying this country stupid. I think it's the best move that they go in with Aaron. Right now, I don't see it as a problem, because it's a one-off game to get more games to see if Whisper can go to Chelsea and do something at Chelsea, and then get better in life to help Jamaica. So the one that is ready now, you're calling for the one-off game to see if it can get something done. And I can't believe people shutting down that. Everything you make about Whisper, I made a comment and you mentioned Whisper. No. Number one, it's about other people in the chat. Number one, stop going in your feelings. Number one, let we think logical here. All right. Great morning, JD. Don't be late for work. See you are. Yeah, man. We just a reason to out Umber one. Stop Umber one. Umber media. You know what? Let me drop. I am going to drop this so people can come on. All right. Umber media. Come say it with your chest. Because maybe it make more sense and less in your feelings on the screen. So this is the thing. You can come on. We can make people come on. We're only going to do an hour maximum. All right. So if you want to come on, you come on right now. Only one MLS player in the squad. So so a big and strong at the identity now. God help us. Karu, we just drop the link. Uno blind, Uno realize Fabian McCarthy at the baddest CDM in a Jamaica. All right, so we need to get him in the squad then. Wonder if JFF influence who the coach picking. Why questions I got ask, you know? All right, yes. we drop the link so people can come on. We have a serious issue with number 6. Yeah, that is true. And we haven't seen any. So let me see. So JD, is Cory Burke going to be but Aaron, we know Cory Burke him not gonna be at the next World Cup. But you know what? So Aaron, what would you rather? What would you rather? Let me wind up these windows. Aaron, let me be realistic now, Aaron. What would you rather? Win the game and then you have at least 2 more games to play for the next round. So you can, if you want to pick Whisper, after a few months you have 2 more games for him, or you just want to go out and showcase players and claim that you're going to give them experience that they could have gotten in other games. Just answer that, Aaron, and then we talk. And JD, don't you see something is wrong? You remember when the local players boycott the USA? How did JFF acted so fast and bring 7 English born to replace them? Unofi dedicate what program for CDM. Yeah, but we are doing that. We are trying to get to that. And David Jackson, but the man them just pick a war to only focus on Whisper and Whisper Camp, you know? Yes. 49 likes. Guys, if you not argue with me so much, at least you know thumb up the subscription button and the like button. All right. We said we want 200 likes on the video. We have 130 a year, and it takes nothing to like the video because you know the foolishness we talk. We talk without emotion. So see, we have 63 likes on the video. Come on, man. Do that, man. Make one click and go 100 now. Make show the respect to the channel and the information that we are giving you. All right, and the conversation that we're having. Cory Burke is what Colin Anderson can be. Man fast, the man strong, man press. My only problem with him is Concacaf. Is that Concacaf love card him? Yeah, man, we have to give him some credit, man. He signed for Chelsea. Is only metric he could using. But is that enough to put him past established pros? No, that is not enough. You have to go there and do something, and then we know if it's enough. Why we always do this? No, man, they're not gonna stop until he plays and not do anything, just like Liam Bailey for a while. Then they calm down after I train. You get me? They don't look at the reality to our conversation. We don't want him to flop. But we are putting this high bar on the youth. We're not giving him a chance to play. Johnson Clark Harris is banging in goals right and center. Yeah, man, if we have Johnson Clark Harris, he would be the best option. Manning Cup boss, Manning Cup is the only metric. All right. So if Manning Cup is the only metric, Fletcher should be ahead of Whisper. Because Fletcher scored more goals than Whisper in the Manning Cup. In the schoolboy football, because he was on the next side. All right. So, we don't hear people talk about that. So come on, man. We understand that the youth have skills, which we give him credit for. We said he has skills, he showed good promise, but we cannot be putting players over just because we call Burke. It's for 1 game. That could be more games for Whisper to come and show himself. So, this man says, Shady, Nation is in his bed right now. Again, is Whisper pillow all up in his feelings. JD, what have Burke done for JA? What makes him so good? No, I saw Burke. Whisper cannot press as Burke. Whisper is not faster than Burke. He's not stronger than Burke, and he cannot play on his own like Burke. All right, Whisper 10 times better. Kings plays. I just noted every single thing what Whisper cannot do like Burke right now, and it's a fact. It is a fact. All right, so obviously you claim that Whisper would finish the ball, but sometimes you have Liam Bailey behind you and a Jamal Lowe behind you. You might need the Cory Burke to hold up. You might need the Shamar Nicholson to hold up, which Whisper cannot do, and the other players them cannot do either. So you might need the Cory Burke in the team for this time around until next time. And you don't realize that Whisper would be competing with Liam Bailey, Shamar Nicholson, Jamal Lowe for placement, not necessarily Cory Burke. That's what we're missing. So we need to know the players them. Cory Burke can't use 2 foot. All right. So the last time we hear the coach for Trinidad said they're going to put Whisper on 1 foot because he's one-dimensional. Well, we never go on that and say he used 2 foot. Young stalking Jamaican boy. You saw life funny? That's what we're talking about. So let with us. This is not a 18 and Whisper. We said the youth have good talent, but don't beat the man them for them selection. All right, don't beat the man them for them selection, guys. Let we just keep it respectful. Because I think the man inclusion in the squad is perfectly okay. We have to put things in context before you're starting to compare players. Yes, JD, you haven't seen it, so why you saying it can't happen? Burke calm bad like Whisper, you know ball. Wow. The man goes to say, me no ball. JD Pele won World Cup at age 17. Well, we are not in a World Cup as yet. So JD, key question: Cory Burke has how many goals for Jamaica? Them man they not good. But after the oh my God, you know no wicked people. You know no wicked. That's the one game we're talking. So not even one game where the man could have come in and do something for the team, being a contributor to make Liam Bailey them look better on the field. The other, all right then. Whisper play how much game for Jamaica? 2 games. How much goals he has? How much games Jamal Lowe play for Jamaica? How much goals he has? You see all that funny? You saw Andre Blake play how much game for Jamaica? How much goals he has? Because based on the record, they are some of the most ridiculous goal contributor for Jamaica, you know. Andre Blake, Andre Gray, and Jamal Lowe, you know, guys. So what are we going to say now? All right, what are we going to say now? Jamal Lowe, how much game he played for Jamaica, and how much goal and assist he has? Andre Gray, how much goals and assist he has for Jamaica, and how much game he plays? All right, so we need to be careful. So let me just show the man them respect, man. Let me show. Big up, saying, oh, you doing, man? Say the truth, show. We are trying our best, you know, man. We have some strong conversation, you know. We cannot, guys. We love everyone who play. They are all Jamaicans. We are fighting over our next Jamaican for our next Jamaican, and we are taking the pressure off the coach because somehow now gonna beat the coach if the coach don't select Whisper. And that me see what now try do. When the list come out and Whisper not depend it, now go cuss the coach and we now go boycott the team and we need to stop it, people. All right, because man have education in football and I study at the highest level of football. And when you come here, I bad up the coach, I want bulldoze the coach to make decision. You need to stop it. What you're talking about, age doesn't matter. From your special, you're special. Yes, man. We can't do better if we don't. Yeah, but we don't have the good CDM. So what we are gonna do? What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? All right, I am on the job. I can't. You need to call in. If you're not gonna argue with me, you need to call in, guys. All right, Whisper dynamic. All right, Cory Burke dynamic just the same. Doesn't matter. Only too wicked. Only just a set up for beat. The link is in the chat. Anyone on the man want to come and take me on. All right, the man is saying no football. All right. JD, I never say pick Whisper, you know, bro. Just think Cory Burke isn't good enough. Yeah, but you're right. But remember, we have to look at. But Aaron, we have to look at what the coach do. And the coach will look at how much players he has and what system complement the players that he has, Aaron. And if you have to go to a false 9 to not use Cory, oh my God, Aaron reading like Cory Burke, you know, man. The man say, rather we play with a false 9 than Cory Burke. Oh my God. Yo, the man them wicked. Whisper over Burke every day. Oh my days. Guys, remember we never said Whisper don't have a higher ceiling than Burke because we would have been lying. All right, we just said no. I don't see the fight if they would choose Cory Burke over Whisper. You understand me? But guys, we just want to put context to it. I want to make sure you guys don't lie on me next time. All right. What is the information today? We have players that got picked. So because Cory Burke got picked for the team, Dr. Hero, and they don't hear that Whisper got picked, it's a big fight. You understand me? They don't start to they just start to make, they said Cory Burke can't make the national team, and a foolishness the coach I do, and they don't know if Whisper will be in the team, you know. But we only tell you who is not going to be in the team and who got picked so far. All right, and we don't get any news on Whisper as yet. Good Lord. So the information is Blake is out. The two left backs them that people ask me if they are injured or not. They have proven that they are not injured. So Greg Leigh is not injured and Bell is not injured. Both of them club posted things. All right. Yes. All right. Dr. Dan wanted to come on, so let me bring on Dr. Dan on the stream to give his take. Dr. Dan, what I will do, you will be in the background, but you will still be on the stream. Yeah. All right.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, Dr. Dan, what say you on this matter? And be respectful, because they said when I invite people, that I've not vetted the people properly. So we have improved the show drastically. So and I know you're gonna be respectful. I'm just saying that just to make sure people know that I gave you the front page. You know.
Yeah. Good morning, JD. I'm just waking up. I'm in California, so it's early right now.
Yes. But, big up. Thanks for joining the show at this time.
Yeah. So I'm listening along, right? And I knew this was gonna happen. You know, the players start. Listen, I listened to a lot of the coaches' interviews. The first thing he said is that every players need to play professionally and at a high level, right? And Whisper is a good player, but he doesn't play professionally. He hasn't had a professional game, if you want to call the two friendly games professional. However, my concern is I think this coach is going to succumb to pressure from the fans and people in the country, because if he does not include Whisper in the team and Jamaica should lose, they're going to say it's because they didn't bring him. Or if he does include him and he plays terrible and the team loses, they're going to say, oh, why you bring this boy in the team, blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, he's going to be under pressure, which because he's new, I think he may take him, right? I don't understand how can some people saying that Cory Burke is terrible. When I went to school in Philadelphia, I went to watch Cory Burke play. The guy makes great runs. He holds up the ball, top scorer for Philadelphia Union, couple years in a row, went to the MLS Cup last year. They barely lost it by 1 goal by Garrett Bale. How these players are saying that. You know, the thing is what I don't like about Jamaican fans? Let's look at this. If you're in a desert, right, JD, and the desert is dry, no matter where you find water, you're going to drink it clean or unclean, right? So a lot of these fans are desperate because Jamaica hasn't had talent or haven't won in a long time. So it doesn't matter what potential the player shows. He's the next Messi, next Ronaldo. Do you not notice all the nicknames that all these players get called? Messi, Ronaldo, when in truth, they are not. So what that does, it takes to their head. So I think this is crazy, and I think they need to humble this person. I've seen players who actually, you know, go to the ceiling really quick and they just get humble right back. And I'm not saying that Whisper is not humble. I'm saying that we as fans need to tone it down. Not me. I don't want him in the team at all. I'm going to be honest. I'm not hating on him. I have nothing to hate on him. I just think that there's more established professionals who understand the game, knows how to run. I watch him. He walks around a lot on the pitch. He does not press. The modern game football is you press up top. He doesn't. So I think that we need to get that out. Mexico is a good team, regardless if they bring the A, B, C, or D team. So this is not Jamaica doesn't have a good team as we think. We have a lot of diaspora players, but you know, that's something that we need to calm down. So that's what I think.
Okay. Boston said, "Only see them start complaining that the coach is playing the kid out of position. Yet his handler says he can play in any of the front. But he came on Sportsmax and said the coach Whisper never used to that position that he was playing in. So I'm surprised in how they praise Mr. Butler, but don't listen to nothing what he says. because that would have told you exactly the position that the player plays. God, big up yourself. Massive respect. Thanks everyone for coming in. We saw we have Reasons Boss in the building, so we have to make sure we give him the credit. Guys, I'm not going to have the opportunity to give everybody a chance to join the stream. We have David Jackson. So David Jackson, mute your mic, please, David Jackson, please. All right, yes. So let me bring in Reasons Boss. Give you a take because we only can go an hour, so we want everyone to get an opportunity. We know the man them love it, so we want the man to get a chance to speak. All right, but guys, we have almost 200. We can hit the 200 likes, so please do smash the like button, man. Because what we give you is quality educational contents that I'm telling you, it's not available here. I'm not asking you. So support the thing and stop fight against the thing. A early morning crack you can't find nowhere else in the world. All right, bring in Reason Boss. How you doing, my brother?
Not too bad, JD. Give thanks and praise to all watching viewers and subscribers and to fellow panelists. Good to see you about. And hey, JD, it depends. What is the question this bright Jamaican morning? Because I've got a bag of questions and reflective thoughts. So I want to go with where you're going.
It was no question. It's just the man them start up a war because they heard that Cory Burke got called. Remember, this is a one-off game that Jamaica needs to win because Jamaica is on 5 points, Mexico on 4 points with 2 games. So they have a game. They have 2 games left, including Jamaica. So they have a spare game. And if Jamaica would actually win the game against Mexico, they would have qualified over Mexico, and that would have guaranteed them an additional game with one of the top level teams to keep on improving, and would have been a free friendly, at least if we don't win it, and we get paid for the friendly as well. And we get a chance to see more players. So it's a game that we have to take serious. So the fact that it's a one-off game, we said, if it comes down, because they have to turn it to whisper. I don't know how, because we talked about Cory Burke, which is club release that he got called for the national team, and we said what he offers is good because Mikel Antonio is out. You saw that he never played in the Conference League, none at all. So he's out. They said he was on an hour-to-hour restriction situation. They never feel the need to test him in that one because they might need him down the long run. So he can't be available for Jamaica. So we have to look at the positions. Mikel Antonio can play a lone striker because he's bigger and stronger than everybody else. Andre Gray can play a lone striker, but if you take up Mikel Antonio, you don't really have the necessary lone strikers. So all we are saying is Burke would be a good addition because he presses well and can play the lone striker role by himself. And sometimes in a situation like Mexico, we are going to be losing 95% of the ball. So we need a man to be pressing, try to wing it back and try to draw his team up the field. So I said I would choose him now over Whisper any day. No, not any day, but today I would choose him over Whisper because Whisper don't have those abilities right now to do that work. So if it comes down to that, I would have done that. So I don't think the coach made a bad decision. That's what we had said, and it's logical, you know, but people have their own side, so we have to just give people a chance to speak. Yeah, so that's what we're talking on. So what say you? You think it's a bad thing they did bringing in Cory Burke, knowing that we only have Andre Blake as the only true out and out striker?
Is it Andre Gray you mean?
No, Andre Gray. Sorry, Andre Gray as the only true out and out striker.
Right. Well, I have good memories for the most part of Andre Gray as a lone striker. He's served Jamaica very well. I've got respect for him. Cory Burke, hardworking, flexible, as you said. I don't have a problem with this call. And because of this call, I wanted to ask you, JD, and fellow panelists, viewers and subscribers, let me get to the heart of the matter. What you've just said, JD, I can concur with. I am willing at this juncture to trust the process. I've been struck. I've kept and referred back to shows, JD, coaches, desk shows. I am sure Ryan shows previously when Suchman was in charge, and then I heard a lot from the fans in on the social media platforms, and I was struck, JD, by the similarity, as almost as if you could transplant what happened then to now. We've got a new coach, a professional coach, Haimar. We've got younger players, development. We've got the Delano, we've got the Delanos, we've got the Splats, we've got Trevante Stewarts, we've got Alvin Harvey, we've got from the diaspora right across the board, and yet the comments coming through, the reactions, Jamaica no good, ball now play, long ball, blah 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 blah. Jamal Topia go on with these Omari Hutchinson, he has flattered to deceive, in my opinion. I've been a little disappointed thus far, but he's early in his Jamaican career. My question is, are Jamaican players in general just not quite up to the standard we imagined? And is the role of a coach really front and center, JD? If I'm saying that the comments and the reaction to the performances on the field of play are similar to when such man, for example, was at the helm. We've seen that the short passes aren't being made. I know you're a technical man. You know your football, JD. That's why I've come here. You know your football. Is it, call a spade a spade, is it that Jamaican fans are on the ignorant side? They're overhyping the Jamaican players? Or is the task that the coach, Haimar Hallgrimssons of this world has, is it just a bigger than we initially feared? I'm saluting, by the way, Angus Heath. I like Angus Heath, Trinidad and Tobago's coach. Humble. You see the work that he's been doing with the players. They're together. They put a performance together. Beat us 1-0 on 2 aggregate games. JD, speak, sir. The floor is yours.
All right, so let me touch it right there. A good point you brought up. Yes, I think Jamaican fan base is very much lacking the knowledge of what football entails today. Because we saw several instances that will clearly prove that they don't what they perceived as football is still a Walter Boy era of football, when Walter Boy is not the most successful Jamaican footballer. And when I show them things, they look at the different sides when I'm done talking. So clearly they are still in that mold of what football should be. You get me? And that itself makes the task even harder for the coach, because remember, a coach need the 12th man to be behind him, because you need additional money. You only get 5 million that will be topped up by maybe 5% or 10% max from FIFA. So you will get 5.8 million in 4.5 years. You don't have any corporate sponsor to that level to add enough money to carry you through. So you need a fan base. So when you have a naive fan base, not lacking the necessary knowledge fan base, it kind of make it tougher for you, because what they are gonna do now, the culture that we have become so used to, which is the Walter Boy culture. No disrespect if I'm calling Walter Boy's name too much, but you know what I'm saying. The showboating culture, because that's what they liked Walter Boy for, the showboating. All right. Yes. So that's what they're going to subscribe to, and not realizing that football gone to analytical detailing. The best teams in the world are Real Madrid, Manchester City, Liverpool, Barcelona. All analytical thing. You don't have no showboating, nothing. Messi make showboating a part of his analytical detailing. That's why he's so intelligent, all right, and special. So it's different. Hutchinson the other day took on a man to get inside. You never hear he raved over the shifting. Jamaicans raved over the shifting, but he used it to get out of a scenario, not create, used it randomly just to make up a story. You understand? It's different. Football is completely different. So I said all of that to say this. It's a harder job. It should have been an easier job, because we jumped from 32 teams to 48 teams. You understand me? Our region gets 6 qualified spots, 2 continental spots. So 8 damn tries for Jamaica to, no, 5 literal tries for Jamaica to qualify. But three of the biggest crosses out of Jamaica's way. But one of the biggest problem Jamaica has is people lacking understanding of what your coach doing. And if the coach keep on have to be forced to put people in the team, it makes it even more difficult, because a man have a job, and if you can't understand, if you don't have the IQ level at the time to understand, and you have to be forced in the team, it's going to just make it tougher for the coach, because that is one more body that he can't use to his desired skill set that he has, and what he requires, and the standard that he sets. So you're making his job harder for your selfish need, and you are the same one in the same breath say you love Jamaica, and I make the man way to bring Jamaica to where he want to go, make it harder. And all you need to do say, the youth need to get more experience. You anytime I ask
Let me
you
put in a
factual
quick
question.
word, please. Let me put in a quick word, please.
No,
And
I was going to give you time, for your segment, but go ahead since you trapped me after not complete. But you go ahead, bossy.
all right, sorry
Good
about
day.
that. Show me on my way to work, man. All right.
No, man, do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. Do your thing, bossy.
May I have 1 point. All right. The most, well, basically, you see, one of our most problem in terms of why we're not playing good. All right. You see, the CDM problem, that is the problem why we're not playing no good ball.
Agreed.
You see, from Hector Tapper start playing Hector in the CDM problem, one man can actually humbug one game. One man can interrupt one flow one game. He's not a natural CDM, he's a defender. And they put him in the CDM role. And we've been picking some incompetent CDM just through them have a little small buzz in a JPL, and them not good enough.
Yeah, but not cut you, but because through them not have enough CDMs over the time. No, let me finish. Let me just finish it, Steve. In them have enough, and sometimes them some coaches never want to bring in and mold a CDM at the time. So that so you can continue.
All right. Let me tell you now. Sportsmax opinion, no, but few Sportsmax commentators, I can answer that. Neville Bell. Couple coaches mentioned the best CDM in Jamaica is Fabian McCarthy. He's 32 years of age, but guess what? He's playing amongst all the JPL players, and he's the best in Jamaica. So why not pick him? He's at that age, but he's still the best. So play him. If you spend even 2 games taking Fabian McCarthy, he don't make mistake. Him come for the ball confidently, skill, technique, free kick, everything.
I'm writing it down now, so yeah, man, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
The greatest thing in a Jamaica, and he now get picked. Every time
McCarthy.
Tapper pick him initially in the pass, and I play him a right back. And so therefore he never get in full potential chance. Tapper play people out of position all the while. I'm not a big fan of Cory Burke, but you see, Cory Burke play as a lone striker, nice central, so he play a good game. Tapper play him a wing, Tapper play him a 10, all sort of things, so you not get the full potential all time. We now go when we are play, we match them. Ravel, after they come for the ball deep, Ravel is not a CDM, so it's like I play 2-man role. Then pick Joshua and Hangle in our work. Then pick Howell in our work. Then pick Harvey in our work. Then just a sidestep round Fabian McCarthy. I'm at the wickedest thing in our league.
All right. Hold it together. All right, bossy. You see their work. Link we up later because we're going to have a Friday show, All right, we're going to have a Friday show, later show, so don't worry yourself. People, get the likes, the 200. We have 216. So if you don't want the later show, want to smash the like button. We just 100 people to smash the like button and get it to 200. And then I won't bother you guys. It's not hard to do. And subscribe to the channel because one thing we are not going to come and tell you foolishness. Even when you disagree, we still tell you things. When you go and check it yourself, it's correct. So only when you have an emotion there, you're going to eat what we're saying. But when you go back and check it, you realize that we never just come and just whoop them out. We actually checking things. But Big Boss, we understand what you're saying. We give you the platform for you to say McCarthy should have been in the team. And we are going to make sure we look at him. And then we can come here and give honest answer. So give me until later, because I'm going to bring my kid to school after this. Yes. And then later we can come back and revisit that, if that's okay for you, Big Boss.
Okay, yeah, man. Respect.
All right. Thanks very much. Yeah. So we will link up.
Respect.
All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So people, we love Whisper. We love Whisper. And if it's not one channel that you should have given me credit for me loving the kid, it's me. Because I made the buzz on Whisper when nobody talked about him. One of the first person, and I said he was the best young player in the country. Clear when people still denying it and say JD a madman. What JD talking about? I was one of the first. Him father come here and I said, brother, he's gonna show up the Manning Cup. He's gonna dominate the Manning Cup, and then he did. And when the Manning Cup start, I was the only one talking about him again. and people said, why am I still talking about him? But we have to face reality now because the guy take a step up. He proved that he's big enough for that league and he's moving on. So that's why we have this conversation. It's not, people, please comprehend. I don't want to see anybody saying people bad mind or nothing. Everybody have a different level of education in football. So just listen sometimes. It's not bad mind. It's called objective thinking. That's all. So let me just have a conversation, man. So reason boss, you had anything to chop up back like I answered that one?
Well, Watcher, just tagging on to what the gentleman said earlier, you may be able to come back to this in a later show. Do you, JD, trust the process? For example, the gentleman just made mention of Fabian McCarthy. I'm going to go and check out.
Yes, we're going to check out McCarthy. We're going to check out McCarthy. Anybody in the chat know McCarthy? Please explain to me how good do you think McCarthy is, and if it's a disrespect them not signing him. All right? Yeah, go ahead, big boss.
So Coach Jaime, he's got some challenges and some opportunities ahead of him. Can you please just give us your opinion as to how important it is for Jamaican fans in general to trust the process and use this word, which I heard Ryan made mention of, but it was on my mind and I said it when I was on I Am Sure. Patience. Patience. Coach Jaime said it's a development opportunity for some of these players. It's not the Jamaican Reggae Boyz A team. This opportunity, this window to make Gold Cups and to make the 2026 World Cup looms large. It's a great opportunity from 32 to 48 teams. But is it so hard for Jamaican fans at this juncture to simply trust the process? I don't say keep mute and don't say nothing, but one man has just mentioned Fabian McCarthy. Well, if Coach Jaime has not selected at this juncture, having seen games of Fabian McCarthy, I don't want us to go down the road of excuses culture. Whisper is one of the best things to come out of this particular process. Given an opportunity, it looks like he can do something now and certainly in the future. We wish him well. But I am really frustrated and I'm a little uncomfortable at the impatience, JD, of the fans. The 12th man, so important for England. I'm here in London, England. When the 12th man is on board, it makes a difference. The Seleção, Italy, when the 12th man is on board and saying, we trust the manager. He's got the best interests. They want chemistry, gelling, consistency through hell or high waters. Is it too much to ask for Jamaican fans to simply not sit back, kick back and trust as much as possible Coach Jaime and give him a good wind, not an ill wind, as he tries to steer the Reggae Boyz through to success? We all want that after all.
Yeah, and we all agree with that statement. Yeah, I think we need to in this time we need to first go around, try to look at all the players then, because we keep on using one name, you know why? Because in Jamaica it's just one person keep talking. No disrespect, but Mr. Butler, he's always in the news. So it's easy for you to just fantasize that all of his players need to be in the national team and everything. I think people just need to take the time out and find out who we truly have. Go down, if we say we have Whispers, a 17-year-old, go down and look at the other youth them where we have, what they are doing at this point. Because remember, Whisper have not played a day or trained a day in Chelsea as yet. So we have to still wait until that time comes. So you cannot be blaming Omari Hutchinson when he tried him in 2 games. One we lost one and we draw one. You understand me? And we never look like we were better than the next team. And that team ranked 100 and we are ranked 64th at this point. You understand me? We need to realize the facts them and stop act like say, look, so we play a weakened team and we rank double time lower than them. Right, and these are the players that should be not care what metric we're gonna use. We should have been dominating Trinidad then by your statement. So that's why we think that we should give the coach a chance. So by the commenters them statement, Whisper should be dominating Trinidad. He never did. He had the ball enough time, countless time, for we to know what he has and what he could do. He never dominated Trinidad. And he was never the standout player in none of the 2 games them. So all we are saying is just give the coach a break and give him a chance to prove himself. If we 5, 6 more games, 7 more games, the team will take shape, and then you will see if your player really deserve to be in the national team. Because being in that, we have a thing, and that's why I don't like to touch it, I think sometimes we can see a baller as the biggest baller, and the system that we brought in a coach with a system, and then the baller can't fit the system, and the coach can't adapt to the baller. You would chop out the whole system for fitting the one baller, or you would go with the system, because the last time I checked, 11 players better than one. You understand? Because one player can't win the game for themselves. So sometimes that causes problem as well.
That's one of the biggest things. You've hit another nail on the head, JD. Can you just expound on that? And in your opinion, it is your opinion, but maybe it carries water in the general scheme of things. And I asked this question before on various platforms, a system or formation as according to what the coach is looking to use, or looking at the strengths and weaknesses of the players and then adapting a system according to these players? And that could include the Tyreek McGee's, it could be the Whispers, it could be a variety of players. Is it a fine balancing act where Jamaica is concerned? We could apply it to other nations, but let's just focus on Jamaica. System and Coach Jaime looking for players who can work in his system, understand the plans, and go with the flow and go with it and execute, versus, and Coach may have dug a little ditch for himself, because he said when he came here, having looked at Jamaican players, the strengths of Jamaican players include their skill level and their ability to be athletic and to run hard and at pace. So he's almost, and this is why I'm trying to get a little clarity from yourself and hopefully from Coach Jaime when he gives future press conferences. Is he saying, I'm going to trust my system and select players who meet my criteria and my needs, or am I going to quote unquote bow to the bag of talent and the bag of calls from the various fans saying, yes, Fabian McCarthy, yes, Tyreek McGee, yes, Whisper, yes, this man, and let's just go with the flow with all these bag of players in there. But Coach Jaime is not satisfied, and what happens to the results? God he knows. Go ahead, sir.
JD, can I piggy off that?
Yeah, just go ahead, and then we can yeah, man, big up yourself, Neo. Thanks very much, man. I'm going to look back on all of these comments, and then later I will come back with the show, because I have like 10 minutes max, and I want to give everybody a chance. So go ahead, my brother.
Quick piggy off that. I think the best example is to use Pep Guardiola. He went to Barcelona. He cleaned out all the players, big names, small names. Did the same thing in Man City, Yaya Toure. He picked a team that fits his system, right? And I think the issue is with the coach, what I've noticed so far is that the coach is trying to pick a system, but he's also getting recommendations from people. So I think he has a lot of yapping in his ears. I don't think he wants to play long ball. I don't think he wants to, because he kept saying that. He was like, listen, we play too many long balls. He doesn't want to play that. But those are the players that he has at the moment at his exposure to you. So he's trying to work with that. So I think as the time goes on, it will get better. I will say, though, to play devil's advocate, I think the fans are right to want to be impatient, because it's been 24 years since we have, won anything. So I get it. Some people don't want to trust the process. I myself, at time, I'm in the middle. Should I trust the process or not? Because there's been so many coaches that came and gone and say, okay, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, and nothing happened. So I can see why the fans are so upset. It's been a very long time.
Okay. All right, fair enough. But at the end of the day, that's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why our job is to educate ourselves on football, to make the coach's job a little bit easier, because we have to sell it to the fans. We are the 12th man, or we are the chiefs for the 12 men. All right, so we have to be the one to educate the people in advance to make sure they can understand what the coach never even said. So that is our job. So that's why I've always tried to educate myself more and more in football, to say if he makes a decision, I can come and explain to people, okay, this is the reason why he had made this decision. So don't bash him. Give him time to see if it's going to work more better in the system. So all I'm going to say to people, sometimes, guys, look at Aston Villa now. Leon Bailey, Jamaica's darling, is one of the most substituted player in Aston Villa pretty much history. Out of the 24 games that played, 15 times he was substituted. because every single time they're not getting anything going their way, they realize they have to go back to a narrow system. We have heard that he can play a million formation, a million positions, but they realize that he doesn't offer as much unless he gets what he wants. You understand me? Which is to play as a winger, which I love him and think that when he comes on his best day, he's one of the best wingers possible. But I'm just trying to show you guys, it's not how football works. Sometimes you need to put in more, all right? And that's why when he comes on to Damian Lowe and those guys, even though sometimes I know he's rush, I will always say sometimes you put him in the team because he gives you more than some of the more talented players them. Leon Bailey don't give you more. So that's why he has been one of the most substituted players. And we said he's the best thing Jamaica have, and I am just giving you facts. Go on your seat for yourself. So, and it's 3 coaches it happened under. Anytime they're trying to go narrow because they're clearly not having a winger, so they can't play expansive football, and their midfield is leaking. So they have to take off Leon Bailey because he can't play central forward. He can't hold up the play. He can't hold up the play. So then why are we? So you know what happened then? So the fans is the problem too much. Sometimes we get into the guys them head. Maggie told you he believed the fans them too much, and then now him can't defend, and him have the energy in the field, and him can't get a game of Cassiopen. Some man from Africa, where run down donkey and a run down lion and tiger, keep on surpassing Maggie every single time for 3 years. We are breaking the players them mentally to tell them that they're bigger than what they are, and they are not learning because we put them on this high pedestal and their ego went up further. You understand me? So let us respect the coach. Let him pick him team and see who he can work with, because I know he's going off the mental sides as well, because the higher you have in the higher mental capacity is the higher you're able to adapt. You understand? Which is important. And your footballing IQ it needs to be there as well. And even though we rate some of them players, maybe their IQ, footballing IQ is not as high as what you think. You understand me? And the coach is a highly certified coach. So let us work with what we have, people, because sometimes it's tough, man. You get me? Maggie a ball to people, and people never learn. When Maggie a ball to him and I say, when him there at Jamaica, everybody tell him say him the best thing. And now him see a bag of African man does a run past him every single day. You understand me? I can't get in the game. And him say it out of his own mouth, you know, and me and you, you know, and when you hear him come on Sports Max, them try can him out on Sports Max, but tell him say, don't you learn something from the Manning Cup? Man say, me not learn nothing from Manning Cup or JPL. I barely learn something from the national team. And them try to shut up the man. The man try to shut up the man. Go back and watch and interview the people.
Yeah,
so some of them medium are hold back the youth themselves for sell propaganda for who no watch them. And that me make you know. Me there so watch football and I watch some of them, you know. Some of them are break the youth them for monetary gain. And I don't like it because that is not honesty. You understand me? Yeah, man, Maggie a ball for help. And what they want to do, run come give the man a next opportunity to come sell a next 700 clicks for them. Let me even stop it, man. Cause the youth a ball for help, and I telling you, say, him not learn nothing at Jamaica, brother. Him not learn nothing. And he was the best thing at Jamaica. I must say, I learn nothing, and that's why I reach away. And Ricardo God did tell him, say, yo, you need to work harder through those channels and drop back and do other work. I must say, I want to you. Man, I tell me something good. I want to you. I know him come back and go ahead, big boss, and just close the show. Then we can jump off.
Well, listen, you can close the show by all means. I want to ask this. You may not have said anything before about this. Regarding that interview, it's one that's stuck in not only my mind, but hopefully other Jamaican fans' mind. Do you think that interview was deliberately, consciously or unconsciously avoided, darkened from people's memories? And did you have any of your fellow vloggers who came to you behind the scenes and said, why? Did you hear that McGee interview? Did you hear what he said? You know what? The JPL, a real talk, the man talking.
Let me close the show here. You see when the man start talk, Sports must cut out the clip and make a different clip. Let me finish it there. People never have a good day, man. They might mash up the youth, man, and sometimes it hurt my feeling, man. But just take care, people. When have a good day, I will come back later.